What's good, YouTube? Crown Jewel from Crown Jewel Boxing. Back with the gym. Again, excuse my voice. Fighting a little cold. Kids at the gym got me sick, but I had to come on and react to New Jersey's brightest star when it comes to boxing, Shakur Stevenson, undefeated 3-division world champion, at just 26 years old, announced his retirement last night. Do I think he will actually retire? Absolutely not. But do I think he meant what he said when he said it? Absolutely. And I hate to say it, but I kind of saw, not this, but something like that. I saw trouble with him coming. And this is why I spoke about this with Devin Haney before and several young fighters. Tank Davis. The people handling these young fighters really need to seriously think about getting them media training. All the other professional sports do it. Boxing used to do it, but they need to really look into getting them some type of formal media training, because sometimes some of the things, especially now, because they have so much access to the world and the internet, and once something hits the internet, it can't be taken back. And I'm thinking what he's going through is a result of some of the things he's been saying pretty frequently recently. And boxing's not basketball, it's not football, it's not baseball. It's a lot less governed. It's a lot less structured than those sports. It's a lot more cutthroat than those sports. This isn't the NBA where a guy like James Harden can Debo his way out of a situation, or force a trade, or force himself to become a free agent. Boxing doesn't work like that. Boxing was built largely on underworld tactics. Some of those power brokers from yesteryear are still pretty prevalent in the game, and they kind of have an attitude like either you get money with me, or you eat with me, or you don't eat at all. And I think that's what's going on here. Shakur has been openly saying in recent interviews that he's got one fight left on his contract with top-ranking Bob Arum, and he's going to be a free agent after that. Guys like Bob Arum and Don King, you can't just tell them, this is my last fight with you, and I'm going to entertain others. Because they have the type of authority to get you blackballed, number one. Number two, at the very least, they're going to make sure your last fight is either one, uncomfortable, or a fight that you can't win, because they don't want you leaving them in a good space and in a position to go capitalize and make money with somebody else. That's just not how they do business. So usually when a fighter's in the last fight of his contract with a promoter, if the promoter thinks there's no chance in re-signing that fighter, they're either going to try to get you knocked off, blackballed, or shelf you. Now, I think Shakur thinks that, his skill was going to warrant him being put in a big fight, a showcase fight, on his way out the door. Those guys don't give a damn about that. They care about money and power. With you leaving, you're an asset. All the money he stands to make with you leaves out the door. All the power he stands to have by you holding on to a world title or being a kingpin in the division leaves with you. The hardest thing in the world to give up is power. So let this be a lesson to a lot of the younger fighters in the game. Watch how you talk about these power brokers. And like I said, just a few weeks ago, I did a similar a similar video where I was talking about Devin Haney and his father making statements about Floyd Mayweather and Floyd messing up that Ryan Garcia fight for them. Boxing's not like any other sport. You can't just come out and say what you want to say without repercussions. There are repercussions in boxing, and they're not always fair. But boxing is the wild, wild west. A lot of what happens in boxing is not fair. So again, let this be a lesson to you younger fighters. When you are signed to a promoter, the last thing you want to do is insult somebody that has the power to derail your career or embarrass him. I think that's more or less what it is in this case. He hasn't actually come out and insulted Bob Arum, but I think Bob Arum is embarrassed at the fact that he keeps coming out saying he's got one fight left and he's a free agent. He wants to hear what other people have to say. I mean, Bob Arum is already getting his behind kicked by Al Heyman and the PBC. So much so that he's trying to take all his big fights to Riyadh. So he's not going to allow someone to add insult to injury when one of his top young fighters and most successful with the brightest future is talking about being courted by other promoters. He's not going to take kindly to that. So that kind of stuff, you need to keep under wraps. So again, if you got a young fighter out here, get your fighter off the internet. Hire a PR person. Let them handle your social media for you. Or at the very least, like Floyd does, send your social media post to somebody else and have them post it. That way they can screen it. Somebody can kind of proofread or check your stuff and say, listen, I don't think it's a good idea to hit send on this. You know what I mean? At least somebody, a system of checks and balances so that these fighters aren't just emotionally posting stuff or saying stuff that's going to hurt them business-wise. They're PR people for a reason. Use them. Like I said, all the other major sports do it. Boxing needs to do it because boxing, more than anything, one false statement, one false move can put you in a very, very, very bad spot. And I don't care how talented you are. I've seen world champions, multi-time world champions, can't get fights because they're going through a situation with a promoter. You know what I mean? I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've been up close and personal with it. You cannot, boxing is not the other sports. You cannot say anything that's going to demean, embarrass, or insult these guys that run the sport because they are not going to play fair. That's all I got for y'all right now. Until next time, keep your hands up, your chin down, your ass off the floor. Peace.